2025. Let's make some money, friends. In this video, we are getting very detail oriented. Get a pen, pencil, paper, take screenshots. I'm gonna have visuals on the screen. We're gonna break down how you can make an extra $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 a month reselling things on Poshmark and eBay. So you have 1,000 items listed. It's January 1st. You sell 500 of those items through the month of January. So by February 1, you've sold 500 items. That's a 50% sell-through rate. You have 1,000 items in your store, and through the month of January, you sold 250 items. That would be a 25% sell-through rate. Okay, so, we're going to keep it easy. We're going to do 50, 25%, but you need to go into your store, into your Poshmark closet, your eBay store, and figure these out for yourself. I'm just using really simple numbers to keep the math. If you have, you want to make $1,000 a month and you're making $20 profit per item, that means you need to sell 50 items in a month. You guys, I cannot explain to you how doable this is if you really focus. You learn what brands are selling. You learn how to check sold comps and sell-through rate on Poshmark and eBay. It is very, very easy and attainable to be able to sell 50 items a month at $20 net profit. It really is. I don't care if you live in Iowa. I don't care if you live in Alaska, because so many people, that's the #1 complaint I hear from people is like, well, I don't live in LA, Nikki, like you do. Like, I'm not just finding things hand over fist. You can source online, friends. You can source on Facebook. I was just posting in my sourcing group, shameless plug, link down below. There are a ton of Facebook groups, you guys, that are completely free to join that you can source there. You can source on Whatnot. Like, there are ways to do this, you guys. So don't let where you live discourage you if you don't have good thrifting. There are ways to do, there are so many different ways to do reselling and source online and still make a net profit of $20 per item. So you just need to make extra $1,000 a month. You need to sell 50 items at $20 net profit, you guys. When I did this math, I was so excited because I was like, I don't think people understand. A lot of times us reselling YouTubers, I'm gonna get on my soapbox here, we make it seem more difficult than it really needs to be, but reselling is really just a numbers game and learning how to check numbers and run comps. If you can do that, the sourcing and everything else will come easy to you because you'll know, hey, this is a good brand I can sell for and make $20 profit. This brand might sit for a while, but I'll make $20 profit in 6 months. You can do this, you guys. So I'm very excited to, let me stop getting on my soapbox, but I'm very excited to do this because it is very realistic and very easy for you to do this if you just know your numbers and you know how to check sold comps. You can learn brands and things over time, and you will learn that as you're checking the comps. Okay, so off the soapbox, back to the numbers. If you have a 50% sell-through rate, you would need to list 100 items in a month. If you have a 25% sell-through rate, you would need to list 200 items in a month. If you have a 10% sell-through rate, you would need to list 500 items a month, and you would need to sell 50 of those 500 items that you listed at a $20 net profit. This is why sell-through rate is so important. And do not feel bad if you run the numbers on your eBay store, your Poshmark store, and you're like, crap, my sell-through rate is literally 10%. My sell-through rate is literally 12%. I'm gonna end the video with talking about how you can improve your sell-through rate. That is one of the best ways you can improve your sales and make more money, you guys. Because as you can see, if you have a 10% sell-through rate, you have to list 4 times the amount of items you would have to list if you had a 50% sell-through rate. In my opinion, for my stores, 50% sell-through rate is the bare minimum. That's it. Like, I can't go, if my stores, if my eBay store or my Poshmark closet drop below a 50% sell-through rate, I'm like, halt. I'm listing too many items that nobody's interested in buying. Things are super saturated. We need to figure this out. So I say shoot for that, and if you're not at a 50% sell-through rate, don't kick yourself. You can get there. We're going to finish this video with talking about how to improve your sell-through rate. All right, let's bump it up. Let's say you want to make an extra $5,000 a month selling on Poshmark and eBay. Here's what we're going to do. You are going to remember the bare minimum profit we want to make on an item is $20 net profit. That's after fees, okay? If you make more profit than that, that's even awesome. That's even better. You can list even less. So At a 50% sell-through rate, that would mean you would need to list 500 items in a month. At a 25% sell-through rate, 1,000 items in a month. These numbers, when I did the math, I do this every 6 months, you guys, just to reevaluate my own business. I've never done the numbers with you guys. If you have a 10% sell-through rate and you want to make $5,000, you need to list 2,500 items a month. Let that sit for a second. I'm sure the visuals are on the screen, okay? 50% sell-through rate, you only have to list 500 items. And I'm going to break this down per day. I shouldn't say only. I know for a lot of you, that's a lot of items to list. For me, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is like about 4. The lowest amount I list in a month is 300. It's usually closer to 5, but I know that seems scary, but let's say you have an even better sell-through rate than 50%. I'm using 50% as like top tier in this video, but some of you, I know you've told me you have like a 70% or an 80% sell-through rate. One of my closest friends, she's not on YouTube, one of my closest reselling friends, she's been a reseller for 25 years. She has a 100% sell-through rate. Like, that is reselling nirvana, in my opinion. I think most of us would love that. So everything she lists, if she lists 500 items in a month, she's selling 500 items in a month. Like, that is amazing. I was thinking of like interviewing her for my channel, but yeah, she's not on social media. She's on Instagram or YouTube or anything. So that is like my goal. That's what I would love to have. But yeah, so I know I keep repeating myself, but this is why sell-through rate is so important, you guys, because if you have a higher sell-through rate, you don't have to work as hard. You don't have to photograph as much. You don't have to list as much. You don't have to store as much. Okay, the big one. You want to earn an extra 10 grand a month. Here are the numbers, friends. Remember, we are doing a net profit of $20 per item. You would need to sell 500 items at a net profit of $20 a month. If you have a 50% sell-through rate, that would mean you would list 1,000 items. 25% sell-through rate, 2,000 items. 10% sell-through rate, 5,000 items. Key takeaway here is higher sell-through rate means you reach your income goals with fewer items in your inventory, you guys. That's just what it is. That's what the numbers say. That is the reality. How are we going to improve sell-through rate? Some resellers may disagree with me on some of these points. Comment down below if you have additional advice, or maybe you don't agree with my advice. I always tell you guys, I love for you to share your opinion in the comments. 99.9% of you do that so nicely and respectfully. And you're like, Nikki, well, I don't agree with that. I feel like a lot of you are not going to agree that I do believe listing consistently does help your sell-through rate. It just does, friends. I've been doing this long enough, and I try not to use this term because some of you find it so cringy, but I am a 6-figure reseller. Every year, I sell well over 6 figures on Poshmark and eBay. Every single year for many, many years now. And I will tell you that that did not happen until I started listing daily. I list anywhere from 4 to 7 days a week. I will say in 2024, I was like all over the place. Like, just in December, I had a couple days where I didn't list anything, and then I had most of the month where I was listing about 30 to 50 items a day. The most I've ever listed in one day was 50 items. So it was all over the place, but overall, on average, in the month of December, let me check. I wrote it down on my phone, which I'm filming on. But it ended up being like 475 listings for the entire month, but it was just all over the place. So my goal for 2025 is to get back to being really consistent. But I will tell you, listing consistently, you guys, whether that be like a daily goal or a weekly goal, it makes all the difference. The algorithms love you for it. Keywords are so important. I've done a ton of videos on keywords. Not a ton, but I've done some recently, which I will link down below. I'm actually creating some keyword guides for my reselling group. I didn't even tell the reselling members this, and I know most of you watch the channel. So that's coming. We're gonna have a whole new section in the Discord group where I'm just gonna create some keyword templates that I've just been creating over the last year. but keywords can make all the difference on someone finding your items. The biggest thing that I probably should have listed as number one to increase your sell-through rate is you need to be listing things that people want. You guys, I mean, duh, I feel like that's like reselling one, like number one rule. But a lot of people, especially newer resellers, get so excited about reselling that they just buy anything. They buy anything and everything. They're buying Forever 21 tank tops. They're buying H&M skirts from 1995. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make so much money. When you're really not, because there's 40,000 other black H&M skirts from 1995 that nobody wants listed on Poshmark and eBay. So your sell-through rate's not going to go up if you're not listing things that people are actually searching for, that they actually want to buy, that have great comps. Okay, that's just the name of the game. But I feel like once you get your numbers down and you know what you need to list, then you can focus on really finding those desirable items. And you can do it, you guys. This is not rocket science. We all can do this. You can do it. I know this video sounds a little bit corny, but I believe in you. You can do it. And you can see how, if you just know your numbers, you can make this happen. And it is so easy. I know the numbers for like 5 to 10,000. It can be overwhelming, especially if you're new. I've been doing this for almost 15 years. So to me, that doesn't seem overwhelming to list 500 items in a month. But if you are new and you just need, so many people, you guys message me and are like, an extra $2,000 a month would literally save my family. I'm gonna tear up thinking about this. And I'm like, you can do this. They're like, do you think I can do it? Like, I don't know anything about Poshmark or eBay. And I'm like, you can do this. There is so much education out there for free. You don't even need to sign up for my group. You don't have to pay anyone to learn how to do this. There is so much information on YouTube, on Instagram, that you can learn to do this. And $2,000, someone just messaged me the other day. This is why I got the idea for this video. She was like, I follow you on Instagram. I don't know anything about Poshmark or eBay, but I have been following you for years. Do you think I can do this? An extra $2,000 literally means whether me or my kids would go homeless in the next couple of months. And I'm like, girl, watch a bunch of YouTube videos, not just mine. You can do this. So that's why I'm doing this video, you guys. Know your numbers. You can learn the brands. You can learn to check comps. There's a ton of videos on it. I even have a video coming out about how to check comps. It's very easy. And once you know your sell-through rate and your numbers, it's literally a numbers game. It's literally a numbers game. Make sure you're pricing competitively, you guys. That affects your sell-through rate tremendously. I made this mistake a lot early on in my reselling career, where I would price things so high that people would just give me the giant finger. I almost gave you guys the finger. Like, I wasn't selling anything the first like year of reselling, because the comps for like a pair of black Adidas would be at $20. And I'm like, well, mine are in better condition. I'm pricing them at $40, and they would sit for 2 years. So you really do want to price competitively. You don't want to be in the storage business. You want to be in the reselling business. Okay. So some days you may want $100 for an item that you paid $5 for, but if you get an offer for 50, sometimes we just got to take that profit and keep it running, because that's a great profit. And lastly, this might be a little controversial. I do this a lot. You can offer discounts or promotions to boost your sales. I do this quite a bit, especially on eBay. I do coupons. I run promotions where you can get a percentage off. I had tried to compete, basically, you guys, with the big retailers like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Easter sales. Like when everybody's online shopping at the, the big stores, I try to be competitive with what they're doing to try to get new eyes, get more sales in my eBay store and my Poshmark store. And it has my Poshmark store. I keep saying store, Poshmark closet, and it has really worked. So those are some of my tips. I'll probably have had a visual on the screen for that, but hopefully you guys found this helpful. Let's break it down even more by day and by how many items you need to list per day. And we'll just go here really quickly, okay? $1,000 a month net profit. Remember, you need to sell 50 items a month. So with a 50% sell-through rate, listing about 100 items a month, that means you would need to list anywhere from 3 to 4 items a day. You guys, how awesome is that? That's really not that much. If you just need an extra $1,000 a month, you could get on Poshmark and eBay, List 3 to 4 items a day, work on getting your sell-through rate up to 50%, and there you go. And if you need to make an extra $2,000, just double that. List 8 items a day. You guys can do this. I told myself before I started filming this video, I was like, Nikki, we are not going to sound like a motivational coach, because I can do that and I get very preachy and motivationally, and I know some of you don't like it, but I just want to help you guys, and I want you to see how realistic this is. Let's say you have the goal of $5,000 a month at a 50% sell-through rate. Remember, you would be listing 500 items in a month, which would be about 17 to 18 items per day. Keep in mind, this is 7 days a week. I did this based on a 30-day month, okay? So if you don't want to work Monday through Sunday, what I do is I actually list ahead. Most of the time, I haven't been doing that in December, but what I will do is I'll schedule out my drafts to be listed like a week ahead and have them go live 7 days a week. But if you don't want to do that, you can list a little bit more Monday through Friday. So let's say you don't want to do 17 to 18 items per day. You can up that during the week so that you can have Saturday and Sunday off, or you can work ahead. 25% sell-through rate, you would need to list 1,000 items, which would be about 33 to 34 items a day. And then a 10% sell-through rate is 2,500 items. This is why the lower sell-through rates, you guys, are just not worth it. Like, if your sell-through rate is that low, work on getting it up. Work on getting your sell-through rate up very quickly so that you can work smarter, not harder, okay? Because who wants to be listing 84 to 85 items a day? Like, I don't know anyone who does that who doesn't have a team. Like, no solo person I know does that. Yeah, so I don't know. Now, $10,000 a month, 50% sell-through rate, meaning you would have to have 1,000 new items listed every month, which would be about 33 to 34 items a day. 25% sell-through rate would be about 66 to 67 items a day. 10% sell-through rate, which I just think this is not attainable at all, 167 items a day. So if you needed an extra $10,000 a month with a 10% sell-through rate, you would be listing 5,000 items a day, which 5,000 items a month, which is 167 items per day. It's just not realistic, you guys. But I feel like listing 33 to 34 items a day is realistic at a 50% sell-through rate, especially if you're full-time. If I was a full-time reseller, I'm pretty sure at this time in my career, I could easily list 50 items a day. Photograph, list, inventory. It'd take me I don't even know if it'd take me that long. Okay, let's include sourcing. Honestly, if I was just photographing and listing, I might be able to do 60 a day. If we were including sourcing time, I guess that would be an 8 or 9 hour day. But if I was just photographing and listing, pretty sure I could get 50 to 60 done a day. So if you are full time and you can get that sell-through rate up, that's all. And this is a bare minimum, in my opinion, of a $20 profit. A lot of you are making way more than that profit per item. I have a video coming up that's going to come up tomorrow where we're talking about some of my worst sales of the year, but we're also going to do a video talking about my best sales of the year. And I have some sales in that video, you guys, where I paid $5 for an item and I sold it for $200. So I'm just talking on average, bare minimum. If you can shoot for $20 net profit, this is one of the best side hustles, you guys. It's a lot of work. I know I'm making it seem easy. It is a lot of work, but in the grand scheme of how much money you can make, and if you can get that sell-through rate to 50%, that's the bare minimum, I'm putting as the top tier. Very easy to make an extra $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, even $3,000 a month. I will say when you get up to the $5,000 a month, you're putting the work in. So at a 50% sell-through rate, to make $5,000 a month, you're listing 17 to 18 items a day. But a lot of you can do that. I do that. That's what I do, you guys. A bare minimum, I'm listing about 20 items a day on average. You can do it, you guys. And I have a full-time job, 2 kids, part-time real estate agent. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm not like trying to brag or anything, but I'm just saying if I can do 20 items a day minimum, that's myself. I'm not even including my virtual assistant. If I can do it, you can do it. It's just how bad do you want it? Why are you doing it? You think I want to list 20 items a day every day? Absolutely not. But then I think about my why I'm doing this. So figure out your why to keep you motivated during the tough times. Let me know if you guys enjoyed these like detailed breakdown videos. If you want some more tips and tricks on sourcing and keywords, I'm going to have some free keyword guides coming out in my reselling group. I always link that down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Happy